Hey guys, it's Young Wealth. Now, let me say this up front, right? Because I get a lot of comments saying I mumble. Sorry about the mumbling, but I am currently in hospital of medication that's making me mumble this way. If you look at my previous old videos, you see I don't mumble like this. So still subscribe, because once I get off the medication, I'll be back normal. Now, let's get into it, right? QNT is not dead, it's dormant. Now, what is the meaning of dormant? Dormant means having normal physical function suspended or slowed down for a period of time in or as a deep sleep. So what I think Quant is in is a deep sleep, because at the end of the day, look at this price action. Look how much times we broke below 100 and went back above it. Now, as you can see, if this wants to low, can it low, please? Now it's frozen. Good, that's fantastic. That's just great. What a great way to start the morning. Frozen. Okay, there we go. Okay, so what we're gonna look at is this $100 mark. Right here is 101. We keep breaking below this line and grabbing liquidity again. I won't be surprised if we go back up against this line. But what can also happen is we reach the next level of support, which is over here. Let me cross this out. The next level of support is this yellow line here. Or you can say this line here, but this line is not as relevant because it's already damn near touched it. Now, as I said, the next level of support is going to be over here on this yellow line, which is going to take it all the way down to 92. But the question is, do we regain liquidity above $100 or not? I'm not too sure on that, because right now, as you can see, Bitcoin is doing fake outs. Bitcoin is acting like it wants to break out. Went to 117K and now it's back to 116. But I do believe Bitcoin could break out at any given moment, dragging the price of QNT up with it. But you have to understand, QNT sometimes lags behind. QNT don't really follow the market that much. I'll be honest with you guys. Sometimes everything's in the green and QNT's in the red. And sometimes everything's in the red and QNT's in the green. So it's like, I want to give you guys an example of a coin that was dormant and woke up. I always bring this up, but I have to bring it all the time because it keeps you tunnel vision into the actual focus needs to be in. So this coin could be classed as dormant all this time, right? Because the price is really staying the same since 2023. The price of this coin has stayed the same. And out of nowhere, we had a God candle here. The same thing happened to this. The price of QNTs has stayed more or less the same across this 3-year period. Now, what happens, coins that can hold strength and hold support above certain lines and not actually just go down to zero. I'll give you an example of a coin that didn't hold support, any support. I'll give you an example right now. The example of the coin that didn't hold no support was Pi. Quant has not done what Pi has done. Let's just show you the example, right? This is what you don't want to see. Do you see the difference? You see the difference? Quant spikes up quickly and spikes down quickly because there's still a lot of trading going on in Quant, because they know, smart money knows this coin is going to go to multi-thousands one day. Multi-thousands. I believe that wholesomely. But when it comes to Pi, what do you see? It had a little spike here. That's what QNT does. Has a spike, then goes up and goes back up. But he didn't do it. It went back down, 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 down. So when it comes to QNT, when I'm on trading view, I don't care about this price action. I love it because it opens up opportunity for me to buy more QNT. Opens up opportunity for us to buy more QNT for cheaper prices. Like, if we go to 92, you best believe I'm putting money in it, because I do get paid soon. So I get paid in around 3 days. So hopefully my payment comes through, and I also get paid on 25th. So I'll be dumping all that into QNT. Main reason being because I feel safe. This coin is like a stable coin. Yes, we can hit the lows of 60. And I can lose damn near 40% of my bag, but I don't care about that stuff, because what I'm focused on is what does Quant do. Now let's go to the website. We can always research what Quant does. If you go on the website right now, the infrastructure of money, okay, solutions. We empower banks, corporate, and their part. We empower. Damn, what happened there? We empower banks, corporates, and their partners to unlock new revenue streams, deploy new service, and future-proof their infrastructure with programmable money. This is the money of the future, okay? Banks, the quant flow for banks. Keep up the pace of innovation with programmable accounts and financial products that enhance digital banking, optimize cash management, and unlock new revenue streams. That's what I'm saying. Unlock new. Right now, I was watching the morning news, right, and it says that the UK is using $100 billion a year to pay debts. $100 billion a year to pay debts. We have now took out another 18 billion loan. We have not did that since 2020, since the 2020 crisis. So what's happening now all around the world is everybody's borrowing money to pay their debts. But what's that going to happen? What's that going to cause? A great reset. The great reset is on its way. That's why when the BRICS said we don't want the dollar no more, they're rightfully so, because the dollar right now is actually dying, it's on its last legs. And stuff like QNT will be way more valuable once dollar's on its last legs, because the QNT is needed for the dollar to be on its standing legs. The QNT is needed for the dollar to work properly. QNT is needed for digital money to work properly. The new way we're going is digital money, CBDCs, okay, ISO 222 tokens. That's where it's heading. And without these things in play, the dollar will keep losing more value and end up like an African currency. I'm just being honest with you guys, end up like an African currency. Where are we? 6 minutes. So, as I was saying, if we don't actually, let me make sure my mic is clear. I was making sure my mic is open. Okay, if we don't take into consideration QNT's plan, you won't believe on the foresight. You will not believe on the, okay, I can hold this for 10 years. I can hold this coin for 20 years. I can hold it for 5 years. You won't believe it, but once you believe and you've read about the coin, you've read the white paper, you've read all the things you need to know about the token, you realize it's just dormant. A physical function suspended or slowed down for a period of time in or as if in a deep sleep. Temporarily inactive, temporarily inoperative. Okay, like a volcano that's dormant and ready to erupt. Quant is ready to erupt any given moment. I don't know when it's going to take off. We don't know. We can't predict it, because why? It's not a lot of data you can track down for QNT, because why? It's pretty much stayed in the same zone for a while now. And that zone is here. This is the zone. The red line and the green line is the zone that's stayed for a while now. So to predict QNT's movement is difficult. Why? Because as I said, we haven't broke out of this line for years. This little zone here, we haven't broke out of it since past 2024. Behind, see what I mean? We can keep going. We can keep going. We can keep going. It still ain't broke out of this zone. So to predict when it's going to hit 400 or 500 or 800 is very difficult. It hasn't really broke out of the zone for years now. Look at this. I'm still going. I'm still going. So to have TA on this and predict things is not the easiest, because you don't know whether it's going to break down below $100 or break above 150. We just did it multiple times. Look over here. 165, 190. Okay? Over here, it broke down to 58, then it bounced all the way back to 160. So these are like almost 3X's. So you can't predict them things there. So at the end of the day, you have to understand that QNT is a coin. I'm busy. Leave me alone, please. QNT is a coin that actually, they just knocked me off my focus, man. QNT is a coin that you can't predict, because at the end of the day, it stayed in the same zone for a while. As you can see, I'm still going, and it ends, and that's the end. You only plan to see 5,000 bars. If you go on a daily, we can see more of this. So on the daily, you can see a lot better now. We've stayed in this zone for how long? Since 2022. So once we get out of the zone, that's when we can start talking about price discovery and price action going higher. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It wasn't well for another one. Smash the like button, the sub button. I'll be back with more videos real soon. But bear in mind, I'm ill. I'm in hospital making videos off the meds. So sorry if the mumble is bad. I'm gonna keep trying. I'm gonna keep going so you know gonna stop me. Peace.